Well, good afternoon. It is Saturday, January 25th, 2020. Journal 273, T plus 298. Just about ready to kiss 300 days on the cheek. Um, I apologize for my voice. I have no idea why it sounds like this, other than all kinds of things are always going on in my body that I have no idea about. So we just go with it. Um, Things have been busy. I was kidding around about failing retirement. I wasn't really kidding about that. I'm not really good at doing nothing. So I'm usually much better uh, when I've got lots of things to do and I'm multitasking. I know that flies in the face of a lot of contemporary management leadership wisdom, but it's the way I've been doing things for a long time, and it seems to be working. We've been recording Misfire, what to do when things aren't running on all cylinders, and we're deep into it. We're more than a third of the way completed. Got 35 chapters done, and it's a fascinating process. Um, it's nothing like anything I've ever done before, and it's forcing me to culture new skills and abilities, and probably embrace patience more than I ever have before. But I'm learning and I'm growing, and it's kind of fun to watch. You know, it's one thing to create uh, a work like Misfire. It lives in your mind until it finds its way to the page, and as you develop the characters come to life and take on a purpose of their own. If you're successful, and I believe I was, I'd like to think I was. The feedback I'm getting from you reinforces the fact that I was, which is exciting. And you go ahead and you do that, and the written word takes shape and finds its way into print, and it's a book, and it's real, it's tangible. Tangible. You can hold it, you can open the pages. And for me, at least, when I read it, I hear each character's voice distinctly as I I actually pumped life into that character. Then all of a sudden, you're involved with an audio version of the book. And an audio version of the book, I think, is really an important step for us because so many people today are getting their information that way. They're listening to it in the car, they're listening to it on their phone, or they're listening to it on their iPad. So if you want to get your message across, you go where the eyes and the ears are. And in this case, that means an audio version. Now, that's really strange because now you have somebody else reading the words that you've written. And that's fascinating. It's an amazing dynamic. If you're lucky, and we are, to have the person doing the reading that we have, he's incredibly talented and has given each individual voice its own distinct reality. And I can't wait for some of you to listen to it because it's really kind of amazing. But there's a certain amount of direction that's involved in that, because here you have your voice actor reading the text and then interpreting the text based upon his own experience, and reading into what you've written, perhaps things that you never considered before. And I can give you a really good example of that, a very quick example of that. There's one character in the book who's an older Chinese gentleman, and I had envisioned his speech a certain way. And David, our voice actor, did it differently, but so much better. I mean, it's so much better, better than I could have ever hoped for. So that interpretation was important. Now, my direction is, I don't want to, I'm not Martin Scorsese, but, you listen and questions come up. What does this word mean? What are you trying to say here? How old is this person? What is his background? Where did he come from? Things like that come up all the time. So it's not like you pay somebody else to read the book and then you go off and do something else. You are there for every single word. And as the book is written, if you're really gifted, and we are, the voice actor will go ahead and take a number of different takes. We'll go ahead and record it a number of different times with different emphasis on different words, on different syllables, on different paragraphs. And once you go through the creation and that interpretation and that direction, it goes to an audio engineer whose job it is to take all those various tapes and stitch it into one continuous stream of text that makes sense and that sounds like it should without, gaps or pauses or noises or whatever. And it's got parallels. It has parallels in business. You might not think so immediately, but if you look hard enough, you can see that creation and leadership kind of go together, as does management and interpretation. Your manager's ability to interpret what the leader's vision is. And certainly direction has to do with execution and implementation. So these aren't esoteric things that we're talking about that have no meaning in the real world. I think that they do. And I think they have meaning for us as individuals as well as groups and organizations. So I can't wait for this to become reality. We're working really hard, collaborating on this audio version of the book to make it really special. And we're doing it all for you. And we hope that you enjoy it. So until the next time, stay well and take care. I'm not sure we're going to do a blog, whether or not we're going to do a blog tomorrow. So if you catch this one, you might not find one there tomorrow. Then again, you might. So I'm going to keep you off guard. Okay? Stay well and take care.